Holy crap, it's me, Peter Griffin. Welcome to the first episode of FusioCraft that entirely takes place in a solo world. You can see right off the bat I am enjoying some of the perks that comes with that. I have upped my render distance all the way to the maximum, and you can see Sesame Street was really not that far away. We just had low render distance on. I mean, that is still far away. The render distance is at 32 chunks, so that's still kind of a hike. But it's nice seeing the mountains over there from over here. It's nice seeing some of the water on the other side of this little peninsula. You know what else is nice? Is actually being able to see all these mobs from far away. That was one of the most annoying things about the server. Although it's also highlighting to me like, damn, this island is infested. I gotta kind of thin the herd a little bit. A few months ago, I started a little bit of a treasure island fort over there. Let me fly down and show you. I do not look back fondly on it. It was kind of me just improvising. Like, you can tell it was improv. Here's a bit of what I guess would be the kitchen. We got some eggs, some cocainer, a bit of a path. Just a general idea of how I want this fort layout to be, but definitely I want to completely just redo this, put some more thought and time into it, maybe test some things in creative, because as of right now, just this ain't it. I'm so glad I can finally see the floating Fusio from a far distance now. Like, now that I have higher render distance for just everything, but also especially for entities, I think I want to move him like even higher into the sky. That was always my plan, but I had to make him really close because of the server. All morning I've been working on finishing landscaping this beach area, finally. This is something I started all the way back in December, and I've been putting it off for so long because of Calcite Cove. It's looking pretty nice. You can see in the water, I've put some gravel layers down, so now it doesn't look like the beach is kind of floating. Yeah, the little block palette texture test that I did in my creative world turned out to work pretty well on a large scale. I'm really satisfied with this. There's still a lot of work to do on the beach and whatnot, but for the most part, the grunt work for this cliffside is really just this now. I'm basically like right at the point where I'm done with it. And man, it is so nice seeing Sesame Street from afar. Though it does kind of make me sad now that this is a solo world temporarily. I'm not going to be seeing Babber over there. One day though. Who knows, it might be the wild update that brings the server back online. Could be. Alright, it's official. All of the wall pieces are in place. It's looking pretty good. I've started work on the vegetation on the beach, and I want to put a little bit more detail on the edges here on the wall. Maybe some sandstone slabs here and there. Maybe some dead bushes, and possibly some dead coral. Potentially some pointed dripstone. I'll see how that goes. And just like that, I've installed everything I just said I would. I've got a bunch of dead coral and dead bushes and some dripstone spikes along the cliffside. This is really starting to look nice now. I bone mealed some of the beach here. Everything's coming together. Now I can come in and maybe make some pathway down here out of wood or something. Cover up the torches, put some beach towels down, whatnot. But for now, I want to go on a bit of a quest. So if you recall, my rock museum is missing a few key items, and one of those items is deep slate emerald ore. So I'm gonna go on an epic quest of sorts to go look for one. Gonna bring my beacon over to some mountain, maybe one of the ones at spawn. And yeah, see how rare or maybe not that rare this block is to find as soon as I'm actually in the area to find it. Here I am at what I can only call Babber Mountain. I'm gonna try to find that little stairwell we made to the bottom of the world right at the beginning of the server. It should be over here somewhere. Here it is. I believe I need to go east, so I'm just gonna start tunneling this direction. Okay, to be honest, I don't know why I brought the beacon. Like, I kind of need a hole for the beacon light to go out of, and I didn't think that part through. Okay, now my F3 says I'm below snow slope, so I am going the right way. I have to just keep going until I find emeralds. Ooh, speaking of rare blocks, I just got another one of these bad boys. Oh, 2 of them. 5, it's, oh my gosh, 6. It's weird to think that a coal block is just as exciting as diamonds. Ooh. Oh, I have not heard that cave noise before, I don't think. Was that a railway? So far, I haven't found any emeralds just period. Perhaps I should Google real quick if all of the mountain biomes have emeralds, or if only a specific few do. Alright, I should be fine. I just haven't seen any yet because it's just incredibly rare the deeper down you go. It generates down to Y level -16, and I am currently on 4, so I have higher odds than down there, but, you know, still I'm putting myself at the risk of getting a 50-50 chance of whether it's stone or deep slate. Alright, this is a few weeks later on a totally separate mining expedition. I actually installed the beacon now. I have still not been able to find a single emerald ore. Like, period. Let alone deep slate. I haven't even found any normal stone ore down here. They're just that rare at this level. Oh joy, more diamonds. Hooray for me. I'll take the deep slate coal though, that's pretty good. I am getting tired of mining down here, so I think I'm going to resume this some other time. I want to get back to building on Ezo Island. I'm on the grind, revamping and building up this fort out here on Ezo Island. A few months ago when I started freestyling it, this is kind of what it was looking like, and it obviously does not look that good, so I went to creative a little bit, tested some things out, and I came up with a pretty cool looking ruin place. I want there to be a kind of dungeon layer underneath the fort, and that's what you have to like adventure through to find the treasure. And I think I want the hole to that to be somewhere in this room. And that's where I think I'm gonna start using the deep slate bricks. Like, the deeper you go, the darker the bricks are gonna get. Maybe I'll even get to like blackstone bricks at the very bottom. I need to terraform this area of the island a little bit because I wanna make like a little courtyard of sorts for this fort. And I want that courtyard to be right through this door. So you walk along this path, which will eventually be surrounded by beautiful vegetation and whatnot. And you could go down the hole looking for treasure. You could go into this courtyard. I want to keep the kitchen area over here. The cocaine kitchen. I'm really happy with the way that this room has turned out, and I can't wait to do this type of thing for the entire build. New fort update. I've extended the pathway all the way to the end of the island. Obviously not completed, but I have a little skeleton of where it's going to go. I made a little stairway up this hill in the same style of the fort. I want to put little bits and pieces around the island outside of the main structure that still are like reminiscent of it. Like maybe there used to be other large structures that have just super withered away. Lots of texturing going on, lots of fine details. Have really gone through this room and made it feel super abandoned. All the overgrowth and the spider webs and the plant life. Another hole here, which could also be another potential opening to the dungeon. I'm really liking this combo of stripped spruce wood and normal oak wood. It's like the same color, but one's way more textured, so it really does give off the feeling that it's like this is just like kind of worn with time. And I've terraformed a bit of a yard out here in the back, laying a lot of blocks down to imply a courtyard of sorts that may have used to be here. As if this entire section of the island has kind of eroded away and there used to be more that went out here. Same on this side, and I've got this wonderful mossy underside here, this eroded hillside. And there's more verticality to the build, some more upward, I don't know, sections. The tallest points of the tower that have not crumbled away. Okay, I got a bit carried away and I did a lot of the exterior work for this island. I set up a little temporary tree farming area, and I've been making a bunch of custom trees here right outside the fort. I got a big one that overarches over the top of the fort here. This is the first one I made that kind of goes over the kitchen area. I got this one right here, a little tiny one here. I'm pretty new to making custom trees, so it's a little rough in terms of, like, you know, compared to other people's. That I'm not the best, but I am pretty satisfied with what I've come up with. I take a very systematic approach at, like, you know, putting the leaves on and stuff like that. As a beginner, I'm pretty proud of it though, and I've done a lot of stuff on the ground floor as well. You can see here's some big prickly bushes, some very occasional, like, these are supposed to be like those like red plants. I don't remember what they're called, but they're like Northern California. They sometimes pop up in the woods up here. I'm gonna just put a picture of one of them up on screen. Like that's what those are supposed to be. They work pretty well for that. We got this other little circular ruined area. Like this could have been another circular fort section that went up as well. Like here I kind of tried to start making a bit of a, you know, set of stairs that have kind of just crumbled until there's just nothing left. These dirt pillars are marking the rest of the custom trees that I want to do. I've been working on some rocky cliff sides as well. These aren't done. I've only done maybe half of what I want to do. I got a bit of a gradient here going from tough to normal stone to andesite. You can see this is where I've left off. I need to finish this. I want it to end like right here-ish. As soon as I'm done with the foresty area of this island, I want to figure out if there's anything I can do to make these sandy areas more interesting. And then as soon as that's done, all I basically have to do for this island is establish the dungeon underneath. And I think that's going to actually occupy most of my time here. Like compared to everything I've done on the surface, from the fort to all the trees and all the landscaping, I want this dungeon to be like a genuine adventure. That might be something I do later though. When I'm done with the landscaping of this island, I might move on to something else. Maybe I'll finish that road area of Calcite Cove. In the meantime, the wild update is coming out soon. As of today, this is like the end of May. It's coming out June 7th. It's pretty soon. And I might bring the server back online for that if there's enough demand. And in case I do, Mike told me to go out to the really far out Mushroom Island to see if there was any of his stuff out there, because I was gonna wipe a lot of the areas that we've explored way out there, so that it could be like, now we can rediscover that area with all the 1.19 stuff. So yeah, while I was there, I brought this dude back, and I'm hoping I can make a baby. I'm not actually sure if these guys can make another mushroom baby with these dudes. I really don't want to boat all the way back out there 10,000 blocks to get another one of these guys. What's weird is that I don't see a baby at all. Did it even breed at all? You're not a baby, you're not a baby, you're not a baby, you're not a baby. No, I'm not seeing a baby here at all. Weird. Okay, so surprise, surprise, guess what? The server is back online. This solo world era of FusioCraft only lasted one episode, which in real time has been a month and a half. And it's been a little bit of a slow going process making videos recently, because guess what I just did? I moved to Washington. Hell yeah, I've been waiting for this for a long time. I've got my own place now. I can easily record at any moment. I got a good job, which means that maybe I won't have as much time to play the game, but I'm going to be making more than enough money to pay to keep this server online. The world file size has been trimmed to be 5,000 blocks in each direction saved, and everything outside of that has been removed. I accidentally destroyed Squidward House. It was a travesty. This happened back in April, actually. I just flew over there to make sure that I wouldn't delete it when I trimmed it right now, but I guess I already did that on accident. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame, but the world size is a lot smaller now, and now we know where we will find newly generated terrain, because guess what else? 1.19 is out. All the froggies out there, all the wardens, we're gonna find them. I'm gonna try to have this server make a bit of a comeback. I know that Mike is going to be playing a lot, but I want to try to make it like it was back in December when everyone was on. I'll see what I can do. I think I need to think of some fun community events perhaps. But yeah, the server looks good, and look at that, look at that. The render distance for entities and whatnot is way higher on the server now as well. I chose a slightly better plan than the one we were on earlier in December, and I basically had to start from scratch, so I think I messed some things up the first time around that I didn't mess up this time. Oh, there is one thing I think I did mess up though. So I thought that everything really on Shockbite would be saved. Like if I restarted paying for things, then everything would still be there. And it's lucky that I downloaded this world for the solo world, because if I didn't, I think I would have lost it forever. Check it out. Here we are on the Nether. The Nether hub that we were working on is gone. The Nether and the end that were attached to the fabric thing, it's no more. It's no more. So we do have that alternate Nether and end that I mentioned in episode 2. That we had when we thought that original Nether and end were gone forever, which does mean we have a bunch of rudimentary tunnels, and we have an Enderman farm in the end, and there's still a lot of stuff in the end that we can re-raid. So there's some ups, there's some downs. We already have some establishment, and we can get more free stuff, but it does mean that we have to restart on the Nether hub. And to be honest, I don't really know if I was feeling what I was doing with the Nether hub at that time. I may want to go with a different design, or at least a smaller one. But to be honest, I don't really go in the Nether that much. I'm probably going to use the Nether to get to the areas that are newly generated 1.19 stuff. Outside of that, I like flying everywhere. I can easily fly to everything else. And when I say I just moved, I really mean I just moved. I do not have my desk yet. A lot of my furniture is still being shipped up here. So my microphone is awkwardly kind of just sitting on a pillow beneath me. Things ain't gonna be that great for a week, but a week is gonna pass in no time.
Alright, I'm restarting the game. I've had enough.
You've had enough of this.
Oh,
I'm taking matters into my own hands. Mojang, you better watch out. Just booked my flight to Sweden.
Oh no!
I just want to talk.
Looking for the Froggy Lands.
Do they have villages in America? This is a serious question. Like, there's a difference between a small town and a village. I don't know. I've never really seen a village.
We have communities of all sizes.
I know here in Canada, at the very least, villages are still a thing. Like, a few kilometers down from where I live, there's a village, so...
What are their trades like?
What are their
trades like? Yeah.
Mostly farming.
Do they got a golem?
Whoa. Whoa. Oh, yes! 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 I'm in a mangrove swamp. I'm rubber band flying. Let me land, please. It's a froggy! There's two of them! They're ribbiting!
Do you need silk touch to mine these, the roots?
Nope, you can just use your hand. They really added Florida to Minecraft. Swimming under all the roots. Big slime. Now I can breed some frogs, get some tadpoles, bring them back with me. These frogs are about to do the dirty. Thank you. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot. The eggs have to hatch first. Oh no. Make babies. Why are they walking this way? There's water right there. There we go. Alright, the tadpoles have grown up and they started swimming around in these caves, and boom, I have 3 buckets of tadpole now. More than enough to start breeding up new frogs down in the, I don't know, the main settled area. I really lucked out with this mangrove swamp. It is a big one, and it is adjacent to an ocean and a normal swamp. Everything about this area is cool. This is definitely going to be like the 1.19 hub of sorts. Alright, I am offloading these tadpoles here safely in this controlled little water area. I want to make sure that they don't accidentally, I don't know, flop onto the land, murder themselves. I'm here in Calcite Cove, and I figure if there's anywhere around here where I want to breed up some frogs, it would be here in town because, you know, there's a pond in this central square already. I'll probably make a few more ponds here and there. Frogs aren't really ocean creatures, so I wouldn't put them in the actual cove. They would be a little more into the mainland. Now, because this is a normal, neutral, temperate area, these frogs are gonna grow up orange. I think I like the green ones the best, just because, you know, that's like the classic frog color. Those ones would have to grow up in a cold biome, but, you know, I think I want to just have a mix of the different frog colors, transport them here. I can do the rest later. As soon as those dudes grow up, you know, they can breed up new tadpoles and I can take those tadpoles wherever I want. For now, I just want to get my frog numbers safely started here. And I also want to turn my attention to some upgrades that I want to perform now that there's a lot of new blocks in the game, such as with Charlie's Cookie Corner. Now, this building was supposed to be like red painted wood, and this red nether brick was the closest thing I had until the new mangrove wood. So as you can see here, oh, I don't want Charlie to escape. This is more close to the color that I was going for, the color and the texture combined. To be honest, I may leave a few of these here just to kind of give some variation. but definitely this is the main building block I want this building to use now. So the wood is mostly installed. I'm toying with the idea of having just these splotches of darker red in the bottom, but I want another block type to kind of give a little better transition between these two, because even though the colors are similar, they're two, you know, red blocks in the game with a similar texture, there's just, you know, that much bit of darkness difference that I want to bridge better. Meanwhile, I guess I should put in some fences here because, I mean, there's no wall variant that's like this color, but, you know, bringing the fence, it kind of achieves a similar thing, but they are different shapes a little bit. I'll see how it looks. In the meantime, I've got some mangrove trees to plant, and I want to kind of experiment. What's better for farming the wood? Planting them in the water, like so, or planting them on the land? I want to see what yields better. Okay, so they grow on clay, but not sand. Interesting to know. I tested some blocks in creative, and netherrack seems to be the best bridging block here. I never would have thought I would have used netherrack in a serious build. But yeah, this building looks way more interesting than it did before. Not just some big metonymous thing that was all one color. Not only is the bulk of it the main color that I was trying to go for in the first place, but now there's just way more variation to it. It's just way more interesting now. And let's see if my frogs have grown up. Yep. Oh yeah. Now we have 3 hoppers swimming around in here. So I guess let's free them and see, I don't know, where they go. I like the idea of just frogs hanging around Calcite Cove. I mean, dude, they're one of my favorite animals. Like, why not? I've made a few more finishing touches to the cookie corner upgrade. I've changed out the windows to be these new mangrove trapdoors. I thought, man, these look like really great window pieces. In this particular case, for this cookie store, I think that they could be a little bigger, but I think they look really good with the rest of the building. Overall, a big upgrade. I think I really want to focus on upgrading a lot of pre-existing builds in the next video. And with that, I think this is the end of this video. It's been a pretty interesting one. It was a solo world, then it wasn't a solo world anymore, and we were focusing on the Ezo Island over there, and then the update came out. Definitely the next several videos are going to be coming in sooner because of this new update, because people are playing again, and I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.